Brawlhalla. This is the latest free-to-play Xbox One title. It just launched. The online is not working at the current moment. Crazy, but it will be when you jump into it. I imagine they're working on it. So there's play, where you just jump into a casual match with others. There's ranked, if you'd like a more competitive offering for the game. There's a custom game room where you're able to create and invite others, obviously when the online's down, it's not working. Then there's Kung Foot, which is kind of like a soccer mode. There's soccer/football, whatever you want to call it. It's thrown into the middle, and you're kind of trying to score with it. Cool, so we got offline play. That's what we're going to do to show off the game. I want to first go over the store. So basically, there's characters that you can buy, such as like Rayman. He came in a special event recently, and there's different kinds of funky characters. You can see different chests, different skins you can unlock. Sort of take a look at the roster here. There's a wide range of characters that you can purchase and add to your roster. You can unlock them with in-game coins, so you're not exactly sort of locked to having to actually pay money to get them, but you can if that is something that you want to experience. Some of them are kind of like animated skins, so there's definitely a bit of an effort going on in terms of just adding something a little bit different to the game and new features and everything like that. I think it's kind of cool and a sort of neat thing. And yeah, it's no pay to win, no pay to play, no in fees, no monthly costs, no paywalls. You just get to jump in and battle it out. And yeah, I'm just trying to give a context of like what sort of things you can actually purchase. You see item skins. There's taunts if you like that kind of thing, sidekicks for your matches. There's KO effects, colors, avatars that you can have ranked. There's podiums if you want like really bubbly like cauldron kind of thing, or something crazy like that. The option is, of course, there. And then you can check your purchases. So we got offline mode. You can do couch party. You can train your your moves. There's a tournament against the computer if you'd like, or tutorials to learn how to play. We've got a corner menu here. You kind of see the inventory, and then you're able to switch across to the different options. I want to show off the controls quickly so you can see just sort of the assignments to everything. And then the system settings, if you want to adjust the safe area. I think I adjusted the volume there accidentally. So that's pretty cool, I think so. We're going to jump into the couch party match just so you can kind of get a look at things. So there's this like the sort of standard roster. I've been playing as Xol, I guess. And there's settings if you want to adjust the match length, the lives. We'll do 2 so we play more matches, and we'll limit it to 5 minutes. Mainly just so that we can kind of show off multiple maps. So there's the max players there. You can change the lobby for like voting on the maps you want to see, and there's just like really a lot of options for sort of things. And there's different game modes that you can play too. You can see the Kung Fu and the Snowball and everything like that. Present here, and it's good to save my kind of selection. And then you can see the bots, manage the party on the side here. You can add a bot if you'd like. Medium will play the bots on just because I'm too lazy to switch it up. And we're good to kind of go. So this is also Xbox One X Enhanced, which is kind of cool. It features a 4K resolution with no HDR support. I think that's kind of nice. Little touch. It does look very clean, very crisp, colorful visuals. We'll do something funky but sort of level focused. I guess we're doing this one. So there's a good selection of maps, a good quantity of content, and there's a fair bit to it. So it plays very much like, well, I guess the terminology is a platformer, party game platformer brawler. It's basically like Smash Bros, that type of gameplay style that you're used to. And you got kind of different couple different moves, and notice power-ups and weapons like are on the map over time. They appear, you can pick them up. A couple different options for hitting people. You've got like your X. I don't know if you're sort of following my character or just seeing the frantic action, but I'm like the sort of red guy right there. I've got a big cannon thing that I can pick people up with and shoot. So we got X, it's like a bit of a melee. B is kind of throwing this thing or shooting it. I can jump, and then I can like do a burst with this weapon, and it depends what you have. My guy's also got like a battle axe, and again there's those customization options, and it's just hectic madness, especially with like a full roster of characters, as you can see here. I think the AI is pretty confident, and you can actually really enjoy this offline if you'd like. I mean, it's entirely free, you know, there's no cost associated with anything, like I had mentioned earlier. Or you could just play online against others in a bunch of different game types, bunch of different situations. Oh, I got my battle axe now. So you see that? It's like my other option. Whoa! Jeez. And yeah, it's just kind of like a frantic sort of situation. I died there. That was pretty crazy. And then you've got your lives in the top right corner, and you can see the stats going on, of how much time's left and everything like that. You throw bombs, you saw me just throw one there. And it's just like really wild action, but it's kind of, I guess, easy to come back if you need to, because I know a lot of people like the competitive action of being able to like desperately hop back onto the map towards like the 2-second end part of it. So that is definitely something that is present. There's some like really wacky situations for coming back. You might have already noticed that as I'm fighting these guys here. And it looks like the numbers are starting to dwindle. We're getting to the end game. Let's see if I can pick it up and clutch this or not. This cannon is so powerful. Ooh, crap. And yeah, just like a really wacky roster, really balanced one. And you can earn, you know, the additional content if you'd like to. I think it's kind of neat and sort of a fun little game to play. I'm not the biggest fan of this genre, to be honest. I mean, it's just kind of like nonsensical, violent brawling to me. Well, I guess it's not too violent, but it's just kind of like, you know, whacking buttons, hitting stuff. And I know a lot of people really love that style. Crap, I fell off. But personally, it's not something I'm huge on. And then we clap at the end when the one team wins. So we'll do another match here on a different map. Ready for battle. We'll do... This one looks kind of funky. I just want to kind of show off a different bit of gameplay so you get an idea of everything in this title and what's available. So it's very much a simple core experience, but there's a lot of complexities to it and a lot of value with all of the sort of items and things that you can do in this and the customization options that are present. It's just a very easygoing thing. You can play the multiplayer. Ooh, locally if you'd like to. I guess I didn't really mention that. You can play local multiplayer if that's your sort of thing. Aside from just playing like single player. I just always like call it single player usually when it's like an offline type of game. But yeah, you can just play with your friends, couch co-op, you know, whatever you'd like to. Custom games, online multiplayer, offline. It's a very free title, I gotta say that. Usually they'd really grind you for money and stuff, but I don't think it's really forceful. I haven't felt the need to pay for anything to play and enjoy it. And the choice is yours if you want to quickly expand your roster or get some decorative things going on. And it seems like they're pretty dedicated to, oh crap, adding new content, especially with the, I guess it was fairly recent, the Rayman and the football addition to the game. I think it's sort of nice to have like Rayman in here because you don't really see that character very much anymore. It's sort of one of Ubisoft's hidden back now just for mobile sort of characters, which is a little bit sad. But then again, was he ever that iconic? I don't know. Everybody knows about him. Well, maybe not anymore, but most people know who that is. Oh crap. Talking about Rayman again, if you're curious. I got my battle axe. And I just got part of that double KO. Just madness. I think it handles pretty well. A lot of different weapons. The AI actually puts a pretty good fight on medium. Difficulties you're seeing here, we're definitely competing well. And I like how the maps are sort of dynamic, and there's I'd say a fair selection of them. It's a really good quantity of maps. I personally don't think the maps would be too difficult to produce for this kind of game. I mean, they're kind of just simple, standard, static backdrop, and then you're just putting a few platforms in. You could probably have like just dozens of these you could quickly produce. I mean, I would be able to produce them anyways, really fast. Get into another match so you can keep seeing how things are. Again, I feel like the settings are pretty good in terms of... Actually, you know what? I want to show off first. I think the settings are pretty good in terms of keeping the pacing going here quick. So it's hard to see in the bottom corner, but I can kind of like customize my character with the wheel before I get going on the match, what type of weapon I have, my companion, the stances, the colors. We'll do like a yellow look, I guess, this time. I usually do the red one, which I don't even believe is this default one. We'll do the yellow map. Looks kind of cool. You just want to give off ones that are like very colorful to show off the nature and the vibrancy of the world in this. See, the visuals very nice, and I mean, I imagine that 4K was like really not hard to obtain. It's not a game that needs HDR either, and that wouldn't really benefit it at all. Back in there with the fight. Oh crap! Oh crap! But I mean, you get the context of what the game is just by sort of seeing it in play here. Different characters smashing and smashing each other across the screen. Frantic action is the focus. And I guess it could be really competitive if you find this type of game to be like that level of gameplay for you. Because I know people are like super intense about Smash and everything like that. So, and strangely, there hasn't been a lot of these titles over the years. I mean, I've played like a few of them. I definitely have seen one. I think there was like Brawlhalla was one recently with like frogs, and I thought that was kind of cool and well done. But yeah, for how popular Smash Bros is, you think there would be just tons in the genre, like clones and stuff. Because again, it doesn't come across as a very complicated game. It's, you know, just a bunch of characters smashing and mashing each other with like abilities and stuff like that. But you get what I mean, like the context of the gameplay setup. I know the PlayStation had like PlayStation All-Stars, but I don't think that one went over too well, considering they've shut down the servers and everything. But I always wanted an Xbox one. I thought that'd be really fun. Something like that, or Xbox should maybe partner with Nintendo at some point and put some of their characters in there. I don't know. Something to think about, because I mean, even, I guess there was Rivals of Either, which was kind of an exclusive at one point or something, or Xbox and PC exclusive, I don't know if it still is. And that had, I believe, Ori from Ori and the Blind Forest was in that one. So sort of, it's not crazy for Xbox to do something like that. And I guess we were also kind of getting like fighting game wise, they were doing Killer Instinct had a few guest stars from Xbox, but they kind of just stopped with production of that one, which is surprising actually. Very surprised they did that. So generally, I think this is a pretty good package. I mean, it's not too complicated for me to talk about, but there's a good amount of modes, a good amount of content. I guess we'll do one kind of fun mode. We'll do the Kung Foot, because I mentioned it. We'll make the score to win 3, I guess. We'll turn that down to 6 minutes. Yeah, sure, let's max it out. Just so you can kind of see like a team game going on. I recommend you shut up. I recommend we need 2 players. Just so you can get an idea of like the mode and everything like that. Because I did mention it, so it makes sense. And obviously you'd be able to play this online with your friends if you'd like, or against random people in matchmaking, which works fine. Aside from it being down right now, which is kind of funny. So here it's the same sort of game, you know, it's just got like an objective to it, and team-based gameplays here. Pushing a ball into a net. And it's just frantic action. It's kind of cool watching games that are... Wow. Okay, we'll do another round of that. I know, it's kind of fun watching games where it's super frantic, fast-paced action with like a lot of things going on at the screen at the same time. I mean, it can be overwhelming at times, but I think they do a pretty good job. Not this game, but I mean games when there's a lot of stuff going on. This game, they do a really good job of letting you see what's happening, knowing where your character is, and being able to stick out. Even with us having like similar color schemes, it doesn't really seem to be a problem. Oh no! They scored. And it's just, you know, there's a lot of fun things. You have that competitive brawling, those ranked matches if you'd like. But then there's also the casual, sort of silly co-op games, silly mixes on the formula. And AI actually runs pretty well in this too. They playing goalie and everything like that. I think that's kind of a nice touch. And it plays pretty well. I would like more of the dynamic environments, but they're pretty static setups. The foregrounds are nice. I like when they're dynamic and move. I think the characters look really good. The animations are well done. It's generally a fun game. I mean, and I don't really like this genre. It's not something I really care too much about because you're just mashing buttons like I mentioned earlier. But I do think that this is, you know, a pretty good implementation of it. And it's free, so it's not really something that is hard to check out. I mean, it's definitely accessible. Anybody can play this. And there are like the technical details of getting more into it, obviously, to learn things, and that will help you be more combative, I guess. Get out the battle axe, as I'm hopefully score now to kind of keep the time going. But yeah, that's Brawlhalla, and free to play, and pretty fun, I think.